So I threw a bunch of crap on my motorcycle in the afternoon and wound up circling the entire island and getting rained on in the desert after running into this demonic creature, stealth camping on the side of the road and being attacked by wild dinosaurs, trying to do a Zoom call that failed, being poisoned by a Thai restaurant before relaxing on the beach watching a 200-pound sea turtle barely stay alive. So there I was Thursday afternoon, finding myself sitting in front of the computer once again doing stupid crap. Well, not really stupid crap, really important stuff like this.
Night and day, you are the one.
So I slammed a bunch of gear on my bike and headed out towards the north of Hilo, just a few miles away, to do some camping. Started out late in the day, left out in my flip-flops, and plan was to come up in here somewhere and camp on this coast. I've been wanting to camp up here for a while. I looked around, couldn't really find any place to camp that I had internet service, so I ate dinner and kept heading on around the mountain. And this is a pretty good rise here. It's not quite as high as the Saddle Road or crossing Volcano down here, but it gets up close to, I think it's like 3,500 feet. So I'm riding around in my flip-flops, my slippers as they call them on the island, or adventure crocs as I've called them before. So that's all I had, and wound up riding as the sun goes down. Now sadly we don't get sunsets like this on the eastern side of the island. All the people in Kona get this pretty much every day. It looks like this. Maybe the clouds are even better. But we get brilliant sunrises. So I made my way on down to the coast, Waikiloa, and ran into this fella and his whole herd of people. And they're pretty evil looking. About this time it started raining on me, so I dribbled on down the coast and could not find a place that was appropriate for camping. It looked like all the gates were going to be locked after dark, so I kept moseying on around to the south side of the island, where I wound up camping for the night in the rain. Early in the morning I am camped on the south side of the island. I did a spontaneous ride last night thinking I'm going to go 30 miles and do some camping and just above Hilo. Wound up circling the entire island, 3/4 of the way around the island, before I decided this was my camp. And I crawled into the hammock about 11 o'clock last night. I don't like late night camping. It started raining on me. Weird thing is, it started raining on me last night on the dry side of the island. It's much drier over here. It doesn't look like it's a desert, but it's on the deserty side. You can see it's a bit of stealth camping, and I wish I could have gotten some shots last night, because you really can't see. You really can't see my bike. You can't see my camp. I'm pretty good camouflage here. It looks like I'm sticking out like a sore thumb. But if you're driving by at night, you can't see this. Headlights will see a brown thing. If you could see underneath the bike, I camouflaged the only thing that you can see on the bike at night. The headlights do go under, the headlights, oncoming headlights, and I checked this out with my flashlight. All you can see is a reflector on the front fork. So I just put some brush to cover up the reflector, and you don't see anything. People just driving right by. And coming this way, of course, headlights are pointed the other way. But not just that, by the time they see any light reflecting off my bike, they're beside me. Nobody looks off to the left and right, unless they see something ahead of them. I've got a Zoom meeting this afternoon at 1, but other than that, I'm kind of free. So I may just wander around the island and see what I can get into. I think I'm going to continue on this way. I had planned to do a circle around the island in one day. I thought it was going to be a long trip. That wasn't really that long, so but I had planned to do the circle on the motorcycle just non-stop. I almost did that last night, but like I said, it was 11 o'clock before I got into the sack, so kind of got a late start. I think if I got up at 7, I could probably be back, do the whole loop easily before 7, before the sun went down. But this was just complete lack of planning. I was not intending to do that this morning or last night. Yesterday afternoon, I was not planning to do that. One of the things to do on the island is to feed the dinosaurs, and that's what I'm doing this morning. Dinosaurs. Yeah, they woke me up about the time the sun was coming up, maybe a little bit before. That's what they do. It's kind of like a weak little. I'm guessing it's that guy right there. Fun times. few miles down the road at the bottom of this hill, after riding my amazing morning twisties around the island, I turned into this little park. I'd visited this place a couple of times before, and it's magnificent, just like all the other county parks on the island. They're all just spectacular, and it's kind of hard to believe that a county can get so many things right. And this is one of the many examples of the county parks. There's access to the island beaches and the shoreline. There's lots of shoreline access, but the parks just really stand out. The access is amazing. It's kind of hard not to be amazing on this island, but you would think that they would be a lot worse trash than they are, and the parks are just fantastic. And when I got there was only 2 or 3 vehicles in the parking lot, and I was thinking, if I could just get a shower and get some internet, catch up on some work, and maybe do my Zoom meeting out here, this would be the perfect location. And this time of the morning, there was nobody out here. I was kind of surprised there was anybody out here, but there looked to be a shower over by the building on the right, and sure, it's for rinsing off the salt water, but I used it to take the grime off and then tried to prepare for my Zoom meeting until the other people showed up and ruined it all for me by stealing all my internet. So I got back on the bike and rode into Pahoa to grab some lunch at a Thai place I had been fantasizing about for a week or so now. And despite my server's best efforts and the warning sign on every table, I went ahead and got the hot. Not the Thai hot. I told her I was going to work my way up, but I was eventually defeated 3/4 into my plate. It was delicious, but just too hot to eat at one sitting. So after my lunch, I headed to the coast, hung my hammock on the side of the cliff, and watched the amazing sea turtles try to stay afloat and keep their breath. It was a nice afternoon. Finally, I packed up that evening and went back to the house. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm going to keep trying to put out at least one episode of my travels every week. It's getting harder and harder, I think. So if you enjoyed this, let me know what you think. If you want to see something different, if there's something on this island that you want to see that I'm not tackling so far, let me know. Drop a comment. Let me know what you want to see. If it's within my reach of my motorcycle, I will take it out there. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.